Your breakthrough, your blessings, what you've been praying for, it's almost here. It's almost here, and I know you can feel it. But what have you been doing? Why you been waiting for it to manifest in your life? Why you been waiting for what you prayed for? You've been praying and asking God for this thing to come to pass, for this thing to happen in your life. What have you been doing? Have you been preparing? Have you been doing the work on yourself? Are you going to be able to manage it when it get here? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? You got to ask yourself these questions. Am I prepared? Am I prepared? Because what you praying for is coming. It's going to come to you. Whatever you've been praying for, whatever you've been asking God for, whatever you've been writing in your journal for it to happen, like, it's going to happen for you. But in the wait, while you wait for it to happen, while you wait for it to manifest in your life, you have to be putting in the work. What kind of work are you doing? Because if you're not putting in the work, when it get here, it's going to slip through the crack of your fingers. It's going to slip through the crack of your fingers, and you're going to mismanage it, mishandle it. You ain't going to be a good steward over it. And so I was thinking about how a lot of times we get these big opportunities, you know, these doors open for us. These things are happening for us, but we haven't shifted our mindset enough to be able to be a good steward over what it is that we've been asking God for. So we fumble it. It's like we fumble the bag, like they say. You fumbled it because you haven't been doing the work. That's just like, let's say you were in a relationship and you were, you know, a good person. You were ready for, you know, what was next. But that person, the person treated you like crap. They stepped all over you. It's because they weren't ready. They hadn't done the work on themselves. They hadn't done anything. No mindset work, no nothing. But if they had done the work, maybe they would have managed it, been able to manage it well. Maybe they would have been able to treat you better. Like, they wouldn't have had that same old mindset to, you know, just walk all over you or whatever. So another example is I was thinking about this person that I know, very toxic person, got a life-changing opportunity, you know, and all I could think about was, if you have not done the work, it's gonna slip through the crack of your fingers. You gonna mismanage it. You ain't gonna be able to handle it. You ain't gonna be able to handle that thing because you still got that same mentality. It's like you stuck back here, but you got an opportunity that's up there. You haven't done the work on your mind to get there, to hold that thing, to take care of that thing, because it's precious. That opportunity is precious. That new experience is precious. You're not gonna know how to cherish it, and so you're gonna take it for granted, and then who knows how long before you get an opportunity like that again. Who knows? You don't even know. And so you have to wait for that opportunity, for a good opportunity to come along again. But all while doing that, you have to put in the work. You got to put in the work to shift your mindset to become the person that can steward that thing well. You can't still have your old mindset thinking you about to be able to handle something new. You're going to ruin it. You're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up, and you're going to lose it, and you're going to end up going back to where your mindset is. Our mindset creates our reality. So whatever your reality is looking like is because of your mindset. But when you shift your mindset, your reality begins to look differently. Things start to happen in your life where things and experiences and the things that you've been hoping and praying for, it starts to happen in your life because you shifted your mindset. You did the work on yourself. Everything starts within. Everything happens spiritually before it happens physically. So you have to put in the work. Yes, when you got that limited mindset, that old mindset, yeah, them opportunities gonna come. Things that you want It's gonna come, but are you ready for it? Are you prepared for it? Have you been putting in the work for it? So you won't mismanage it. You won't fumble the bag, pretty much. Have you been doing that work? While you waiting on what you've been praying praying to God for, have you been putting in the work? Have you been reading books? Have you been taking courses? Have you been building your relationship with God, reading the Word of God? Have you been surrounding yourself with like-minded people? Are you in a community? Have you been taking courses? I think I already said that. What are you doing? Are you building a routine for yourself? Right? Are you breaking bad habits? Are you getting rid of limited beliefs? Are you getting rid of that negative, toxic mindset? Have you eliminated people and things out of your life that can't go with you when you get this thing? Like, this the type of work that we have to do. And a lot of people don't want to do that work. And so when a good opportunity come along, they get all happy and excited for it. But guess what? A little bit down the line, they lose it. It's gone. It didn't work out for them. And it didn't work out because they didn't shift their mindset. They still had that old toxic mentality, thinking they were about to walk into something new and it was going to change their life. It was supposed to change their life. It was supposed to bring out the best in them, but they kept that old mentality. And so they got pulled back to that old mentality. They got pulled back to that mindset. They got pulled back to that reality of their mindset. That is so good. So when you do the work on yourself and you start taking the necessary steps to get to where you need to be in order to manage that thing well, guess what? It's not going to fall through the crack of your fingers, because now you have a stable hand and you can't fumble it. Okay? It ain't got nothing to slip through because there ain't no more cracks. You've been doing the work. You've been shifting your mindset, shifting the narrative of your life. And so doing this type of work is going to require discipline, dedication, consistency, and you have to push hard every single day. It's a daily push. Like, literally, self-development work is a full-time job. I don't care what nobody say. Because you trying to be better than who you were. Yes, you in competition with yourself. You in competition with the person you were yesterday. I don't want to be like her no more. I don't want to be like her again today. I want to make different choices today. I want to make different decisions today. I want to respond differently today. Right? I want to learn something new today. And when you're opening yourself up, you keep on opening yourself up to newness, to things that are new, that you don't know, that you never knew before. When you keep opening yourself up, you're opening yourself up to receive what's to come. And so God is like, okay, she's ready. Okay, I can trust her with that. So when it does come your way, it's not only, yes, I got what God prayed for, but it's also, okay, what do I need to work on so that this doesn't slip, so that I don't fumble this again? Because I know that last time such and such happened. Okay, I've worked on that part of me. Okay, is there anything else that I need to work on? Like, you're constantly reflecting and analyzing your own self to see what it is that needs to be worked on. Okay, I'm about to get this new place. I need to learn how to manage my finances. This is happening in the waiting. Okay, you praying to God for a new house, apartment. You're praying for it, and it's gonna come. It's gonna happen for you. But since you're praying for it, while you're waiting, do the work. Like, put in the work, so that when you get there, when you get that thing, did you see that? When you get that thing, you're gonna be prepared for it. You're gonna be ready for it. You're gonna know how to manage your finances You're never gonna be late on bills because you know how to separate your money and put your money up. You know how to manage your finances. You got your finances in place. You know how to keep your house clean. Okay? You know how to maintain it. You set aside enough to get groceries every week. Like, this is the type of stuff that God wants to see when you're waiting for what he's about to bless you with. Because when he knows that you're a good steward over it, he knows that he can trust you with that thing. You still gonna get it. You still gonna get it. But you got to put in the work so you don't mismanage it. That's the thing. I've been in situations before where I was praying for this thing. I wanted this thing so bad because I was just so ready to get out of the situation that I was in, get away from it, and just do my own thing. But I wasn't putting in the work. So when I got that thing, I didn't know how to handle it when I got it. I didn't know how I was gonna manage the thing. I wasn't working on myself. I still had that same mindset. So guess what happened? I went back. I went back to comfort, back to familiarity, back to what I knew. So when you start putting in the work, when you start doing the work on yourself, you start preparing while you wait. Know that you won't squander, you won't fumble the bag when that opportunity presents itself again. When it's time for you to get that thing again, it's not gonna fail. But make sure you're shifting your mindset. In order to receive this new thing, you need a new mindset. In order to get to the next level, you need a new mindset so that you can breathe on that level. You ain't gonna be able to breathe on that level of elevation if you ain't put in the work. That's kind of like going to the gym, trying to lift something heavier than you can't even lift. You can barely lift your own weight, and you trying to lift something super heavy. No, when you go in there, you got to work your way up to that, and eventually you'll be able to lift that heavy weight. You're gonna hurt yourself trying to go in there and just pick up that heavy weight, knowing you ain't built up to that. Your mindset, you got to build your mindset up to that level of elevation. So when you get there, you won't suffocate. When you get there, you won't mismanage what it is that you're about to get. So ask yourself, what are you doing while you wait? What are you doing? Are you preparing yourself? Are you prepared to receive what it is that God got for you? Are you prepared to receive what you've been asking God for? What you've been praying for? What you've been writing in your journal? Are you prepared to receive that thing? Is your mindset shifting, or is your mindset still the same? Do you still have that old mindset that you had last year, or the last time you fumbled that thing? You still got that same mindset? You still around the same people? You still doing the same things? You still got the same bad habits? You still think the same? Like, you're not going to be able to handle it, period. But when you do the work on your mind, when you do the work internally, your external circumstances begin to shift. Your external reality begins to look like how you want it to look. And it sticks. It sticks. It's not slippery and getting away from you. No, it sticks. You'll know how to handle it. You'll know how to manage it. You'll know how to not panic when things aren't going the way it needs to go. You'll know, okay, let me ask God about this thing. Let me figure out how I'm gonna, handle this thing. Let me figure out how I'm gonna handle this situation when there's a problem that arises. Like, you also have to become a solutionist. Find solutions to your problems. You have to develop that mindset in order to manage that new thing that's coming your way. Because if you don't, you're going to go crazy. You're going to pull all your hair out. You ain't going to know what to do when you get that thing. You know this thing about to be big. You know that God is about to blow your mind. Okay, if God finna blow your mind, what are you doing to prepare your mind to be blown? What are you doing? So start shifting your mindset. Start doing the work on yourself and prepare yourself. And ask yourself these questions. Like, literally introspect. Look within. Reflect. What is it that I need to get rid of? Who do I need to separate from? What do I need to eliminate out of my life? What do I need to stop doing in order to become the person that can steward this thing well that I'm asking God for? Okay? So, I love you. And I'll talk to you in the next video.